He's a big casino owner. I mean, yeah, Donald Trump, flamboyant, host of The Apprentice. And they'd say, listen, buddy, you're the underground. I was told this by two different people, this particular statement, because I guess this comes from Trump. You're the underground. Alex Jones is the underground, and Trump is to the mainline population. But just know Donald Trump is dialed in. And by the way, you should know Donald Trump's dialed in. And by the fourth time you're told this, you're like, what's going on with Donald Trump? And they're like, you'll see. So it's like Fight Club. There's two rules about Fight Club. Number one, don't talk about Fight Club. And then number two, don't talk about Fight Club. So there's a lot of stuff I can't tell you or get into, but I know this. Nobody in the establishment acts like this. Nobody behaves like this. And Trump wouldn't have been going around behind the scenes for the last 6, 7 years telling people he wants to take on the New World Order and get ready. Generals, Green Berets, Navy SEAL commanders, famous people that took on the Clintons, famous people that took on the New World Order, famous people that have taken on the Saudis, 9/11 whistleblowers. Oh yeah, folks, they're scared of Trump because they pulled up his data file that the NSA has whenever he started to run, and they went, oh my God, he's been organizing a move against us. Yeah, that's a big secret. I'm gonna go ahead and let you all know that because the system knows, so I'm not letting a secret out, okay? But I'm here to tell you, I was led into this Fight Club style. Like, hey, what do you think about Donald Trump? You know, he might run for president. I'm like, what? Donald Trump? Yeah, I don't pay attention to pop stuff. You know, oh, you better pay attention to this. Why would Trump way down the line, way before this even happened, already be getting messages out? And then basically Roger Stone, I got contacted by folks, hey, Roger Stone wants to come visit with you. I'm like, oh yeah, the JFK writer, the former Politico, you know, like the Nixon, you know, operative. Yeah, okay. The Reagan operative, sure. And then I had that meeting for about an hour or two because the real stuff wasn't the radio show when he came on a year ago. The real stuff was behind the scenes. And I'm like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. And then I started just seeing all this. So that's why they're so scared of Trump. You want to know why they're scared of Trump, folks? That's why they're scared of Trump. He's totally dialed in. He doesn't want war with Putin. He wants prosperity. He wants the Second Amendment. He wants to control our borders. He wants to bring immigrants here from every country that have skills, that want to work. And you know what? Immigrants, the ones that want to work and the ones that aren't criminals are the best people we got. I'll just be honest. Anybody that's run an operation with 50-something employees, you know, over the decades, I can tell you right now, on average, you've got to go through more native-born people, I'm talking third, fourth, fifth generation, whether they be Hispanic, black, white, it doesn't matter, to find hardworking, focused people that aren't little pampered babies. I mean, my grandfathers were a lot hardworking, even compared to the way I am, and I'm a workaholic. So the cliche about immigrants, whether they be from Russia or Mexico or China or wherever, that they're hardworking, yeah, they've come from horrible places. Their parents had to work hard. They appreciate stuff. They want to actually get stuff done. On average, the cliche, the stereotype is true. But that's the groups that comes here legally that wants to work. You also have criminals running from the governments and running from courts all over the world that can get a visa here quickly and get on an airplane and get here and get a bunch of free stuff. You can't just have all these immigrants pour in and then give them free stuff and have the Democrats organize them into a bunch of, you know, race-baiting, race-based third world Ku Klux Klan people. I mean, I don't like the Ku Klux Klan because they're a bunch of ignorant gang members screwing with everybody. And I sure as hell do not like Mexican Klan, the Black Klan. I mean, it's all the same crap. And I'm just done with it. And the Democratic Party are a bunch of scum. And the Republican leadership are a bunch of trash who have combined up as a team to try to block Trump, and they're getting their butts kicked. And they are apoplectic at this point. Now, shifting gears. What's their plan B at the UN? What's the plan B with the globalists? Overrun Europe, overrun Russia, overrun the United States, overrun Canada, overrun Mexico with third world populations, overrun Eastern Europe with third world populations out of Asia and the Middle East and Africa, till it all just unravels, the wheels come off, and the IMF and World Bank come in with fiat money to bail everyone out. Oh, they've already got their people in control of all the major governments. They've already got their people in place of all these systems. And so then when they come in with a bailout, it's really a payoff to the paid off minion who signs all the resources over to the globalist. Now, usually you're already 4 or 5 levels into this. The globalists already own all the resources. They already own all the major parties. They've already got everything paid off. They already take their loan money that goes into the country and right back out to them. And then it's just a process of, we'll bail you out more for more social control. We'll bail you out more if you take these vaccines and get sterilized. We'll bail you out more if you go into our social engineering. And now they're talking about the precariat, the evil proletariats that are precarious, that have been made dependent. They were promising a service economy instead of an industrial economy, but now they have no economy. And now they admit what we've always known. Oh, give the guy a Pulitzer Prize. He's a professor that went to Bilderberg last week. 2 weeks ago. Oh my gosh, he just came up with a plan. Oh my gosh, we'll give the public welfare, everyone forced welfare, even if you don't want it, to include you in the fraud, to make you dependent, and then we can social engineer them once they're living off a paycheck we give them. And we'll have national service and no one can complain because everyone is in a big collective. Oh, a Pulitzer Prize, a Nobel Prize. He just came up with an idea to make us all communist and then give us enough money to barely survive, to social engineer, to control us. Oh, this has only been done hundreds of times. But they're reselling the same fraud as new, boxing the same stinking vomit as fresh, delicious pumpkin pie. That's how dumb they think you are. Google the precariat. Oh, it's the new thing. Everyone in the world, Europe wants to do it. The Republicans want to do it here. Everyone gets a monthly check or a little ID card that tracks everything you do, a little government credit card. And then they admit in Europe they want to move where your paycheck is also put on that. And then everything you do is tracked. And if you're not a good globalist, they turn your card off or they take money directly out of it. And the police have little swipe wands that at a distance just take the money out, making you totally dependent in a virtual cashless system where you're nothing but a bunch of zeros and ones, reducing the physical world into a digital world so they can then capture and fully control us. And we walk around with goggles on or squat like apes while Zuckerberg walks amongst us like a god. But they sell it like a wonderful new thing. Did you hear? You're going to get a free check. Oh. But then they admit it's to control you. 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 In the new precariat, they admit it's to control you. They admit that healthcare and governments to make it. We are back live. Alex Jones here on a workcation with my family and children. And we've been doing some successful fishing here on this beautiful planet today. Now, let's get into 3 different videos are extremely powerful ahead of Roger Stone joining us. Number 1, Jeff Sessions, Senator Sessions, who is probably going to be, unless minds are changed, the VP of Trump. You heard it here first a month ago. He is going to be breaking some key intel down that you don't have a right to just come here. America isn't just some evil place that everybody has a right to come here and get free stuff, and 10,000 Chinese women, every week or so fly in. It was every month, now it's every week to have their babies for free. People go, why are you against Chinese women? I can't go to China and have a baby for free. I mean, this is just crazy. This is an attempt to bankrupt the country, folks. You see it happening. And then we have the Twin Falls. It's a 30-minute video, but it's folks getting up saying, you're covering up this rape. And you're giving zoning to this mosque, but not giving us zoning for our houses. That's how they operate. Zoning can destroy you. The power to tax is the power to destroy. Then there is a State Department video that I want to get an article written about. This hasn't gotten any attention on how the U.S. government gets the refugees. It's titled USA in Europe. That's the State Department TV channel or TV program. And it's crazy because they're just in there breaking down. And I've read about this. It's incredible. The UN Refugee and Borders panel, headed up by the founder of the EU, who took this junior position a few years ago, Peter Sutherland, because it's actually the key position, to then use refugees to break down countries, create precedents that you've got to let them in, and then basically just get rid of borders entirely. This is the end of nation states. This is the weapon system. We don't hate the refugees individually, though the ones from Middle Eastern countries are meaner than rattlesnakes. But the average other refugees aren't that bad, except they're used as political weapons once they get here and suck off the dole. And so that video is coming up after Stone leaves us, but it is incredible. They admit, no, the UN just tells us. That's why it's the same thing in Europe, where they keep the numbers secret, where they distribute them out, you know, how they respond, how they keep the crime statistics secret. This is a shake and bake operation. And by that, it's pre-planned, it's pre-packaged. Just add milk and heat. I mean, it is just add money and just add a country and you got it done. This is prepackaged, formulaic, a globalist program. That's how we know their next move every time, folks. It ain't hard. It's like having eyeballs and being able to see it happen. That's all you got to do is wake up out of the trance, and then you'll go, Alex isn't that smart. And I'll be like, exactly. I'm not that smart, but I'm red-blooded, and I'm not an idiot. I could read battle plans against me when I see them, okay? I mean, that's what I'm so sick of. I'm nobody. Why do I have instincts? Why am I upset? Why do I want to fight? Why do I care? I guess because my ancestors built countries, that's why. That's the spirit of the West, being willing to stand up and build something and fight for it. Not just be like, because people are smart from other countries, and they'll fight with each other over petty stuff, but not over big ideas. Or they let other people give them the big ideas. We have the big idea. It's the Renaissance, and it's nobody's idea but humanity's. Renaissance just means growth and free will and free association and liberalism. That's why they call themselves liberal, because they're not. That's the big secret. They're the opposite. They're the controllers. They're the fascists. They're the centralizers. They're the enemies. And it's up to true liberals to fight these bastards. Now let's go ahead and go to Senator Sessions, a true patriot, a true nationalist, a true liberal. Here it is.
What does that mean? Are you going to look specifically at certain countries? Are you going to look at certain religions? How would that actually work in practical terms?
Then I think you look at background. Look at the countries where we have, of this 580 terrorists, about 95% or so are from Islamic countries.
So, for example, give me some names of countries that you would look at first.
Well, all I can tell you is the public data that we have indicate that there are quite a number of countries in that region that have sent a large number of people that have become terrorists. And so
are you talking about Saudi Arabia, or are you talking about...
It all depends. A lot of it's on population.
Iran.
Like Pakistan has a number, people from Egypt, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan,
So you would
Yemen.
consider, and Mr. Trump would consider, banning immigration temporarily completely from those countries?
Not completely. I mean, you got diplomats and business people have been traveling for a long time, but tightening up that, pausing on the normal flow here until we get a good data base that the administration has refused to give us and protect the American people. That's not unreasonable. You don't have a constitutional right to come to America. We respect your religion in this country. We will defend your right to free exercise of religion. But a person with an ideology that goes beyond normal religion, that believes you can kill gays, that kills people who...
All right, we'll be back. It takes conservative patriots to now defend gays, not the liberals, because they're the fake liberals. We're the real liberals. We'll be back. Stay with us.
We're on the march.
Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central. By the way, we return weeknights, 7 o'clock Central, with InfoWars Nightly News. Then, of course, I return Sundays with a Sunday broadcast, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. And I'm looking to add some more live weekend shows. I mean, and a little bird told me somebody might be doing one in the future here on Saturdays and Sundays, because there's really a missing niche on the weekends, as so much happens politically, geopolitically, with this global quickening that doesn't get covered. So that's why I do the Sunday broadcast as well. Again, David Knight would be riding shotgun with me today, but he is under the weather. Not too bad, I'm told, but let's still be thankful for David Knight and all the great work he is doing. Coming up after our guest leaves us, I'm going to go back to Senator Sessions, saying, look, you don't have a right to just come here, especially from these Islamic countries where 95% of the terror comes from there. By the way, it's more like 99.9%. You got hundreds of thousands getting killed by these people, folks. Okay? And notice Saudi Arabia didn't take one refugee, even though they financed the civil wars that caused them. So Saudi Arabia takes none, all these other countries take none, and then we're here getting lectured that millions aren't enough for Europe and hundreds of thousands here. It is absolute, total, and complete horse manure. And I personally am tired of it. Nico Acosta just texted me, said we have a Drudge link on one of our top stories right now. So we'll put that up on